Engari tuatahi ake, he whakarāpo pototanga o te wiki tō rangapū.
After 15 years in Parliament, Georgina Hugh announced she's resigning to spend more time with her family. Hone Harawira also resigned, but he wants to spend more time in Parliament, heading his new mana party. However, Auckland University found he was too hot to handle and cancelled a planned lecture there, forcing a new venue. With the by-election for Hone's Tētai Tokero seat now set for June the 25th, the race is on for the mana party to be up and running in time.
Hone at the moment, he is the most photographed member in Parliament. And he's always on media. The media are chasing him, they want him, and so this is all he needs. What else does he need? He doesn't need any funding at all whatsoever. He is the man.
Winston Peters, is Hone the man?
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
You used to be the man, didn't you?
No, I never was. I was just my humble self, as you well know.
Your humble self? Surely. So what's happening? What are you up to with this election? Are you standing in Te Tai Tokero?
Well, of course we're not standing in Te Tai Tokero, and there's many reasons for that. But you can't leave a party in February, theoretically, and muck around for months and then call a by-election legitimately. If there was to be a by-election, and I say there should have been one, there should have been in March, because he wanted a mandate. So what's been his mandate for March, April, May, and now we're going to have it in June? This is a circus, and I think that when people see it, they will realise he's missed an opportunity to be legitimate and is wasting people's time.
Why do you think he's actually wasting people's time when he clearly believes he has the support of people in Te Tai Tokero?
Exactly.
He's constantly saying he needs to get mandate from them and going up there. So what is wrong with that?
Well, exactly. But he had to split in February. There should have been a by-election in March. Then he got on with his new mandate for the rest of the time, rather than having only 17 days of Parliament after he gets back after $600,000 of expenditure. Those are the facts there. And he's talking about an electorate with the lowest per capita income in the whole country, 21,000 per capita. This is seriously low. And there's a crisis there. And I think, well, I'll leave it to the people to decide. But
surely his people, though,
it'll all end in tears.
Whose tears, though? Because clearly the people that he's targeting are true supporters of Tino Rangatiratanga and his form of protest action. They want more activists in Parliament. What can be wrong for that for Māori?
Well, if you're going to be an activist in Parliament, the first thing you've got to do is when you make an issue paramount, such as the foreshore and seabed, you turn up for the vote. The second thing is you don't waste your time with a flag which was chosen by 21 hui, with less than 1,000 Māori nationwide attending. That's 1/4% of Māoridom there, and say you've done something. None of that puts any food on people's tables, fixes up their homes, gives them the education and the skills and a place of equality in the country. That's what I'm talking about. And in the end, you've got to deliver, and you've got to stand for things that you actually bring home the bacon on. That's why it'll end up in tears, and that's sad for the North. But a lot of the rest of Māoridom foresee that as well.
Can New Zealand First actually get back into Parliament? Do you consider yourself on the same sort of foot as the mana party right now? Well,
of course not, because there's no such thing as the mana party. Hone hasn't even registered the name.
Well, clearly there's confusion around now.
No, there's not confusion. This is a good example. Here we come for a by-election on 25th of June, and it's quite possible, and I think it's almost certain, that mana is not going to be the name, because
well, surely it doesn't matter about the name, because Hone Harawira will go in whether he's independent or with the mana party or not.
Well,
so isn't that just sort of irrelevant?
Well, no, a name is not irrelevant. You pick a name to stand for the #1 principle of your party's philosophy. New Zealand First means putting the people in New Zealand first regardless of their background.
Well, will you complain? You have an ability to complain about the name or the use of the colours for the party?
No, I'm saying that Hone should have been thinking ahead and planning to ensure that, A, he registered with the Incorporated Societies, the name, got exclusive use for it for the next 3 months, no one could challenge him. Come the 25th and getting all the papers ready a month out, before that, he could have been ready.
OK, so what about New Zealand First? Are you ready?
We are on the road slogging out real hard at the moment. As the Sky Sports ad says, we're going to be seriously match fit because we're doing the hard yards. in team, in membership and candidate preparation.
Who are your candidates?
Well, we've got a stack of them, but we'll announce them as they trip off.
Have you got one for Te Tai Tokerau?
No, because we're not standing in Te Tai Tokerau. I told you that
What about you
that
in
is a waste
Tauranga?
of money.
What about you in Tauranga?
Where I stand, I'll let you know. I'll make sure Marae Investigates is the first lot of people to know.
Will Ron Mark come back?
Again, Ron is, a mayor in the Wairarapa. There are complications with that, but we'll work that out as time goes by.
What about the gold card?
The gold card is under threat now. You know that. Even though it's been a lifeline for the tens of thousands of people in transport and other concessions, all of which is costing, you know what it's going to cost? 1/17 of what it cost to build Eden Park for this World Cup. 1/17 for all those hundreds of thousands of elderly people.
You're throwing lots of promises out there, Mr. Peters. Are you going to start doing tricks and things like that, little signs
When did I
to
ever
get
do a
more
trick?
attention? What about the no sign?
Well, it was no then, and it's still no.
Still no?
That's right. And the man that accused me of lying at the time, that's the man in the yellow jacket that's going from politics now, because you've all found him out. I just wish you journalists had found him out earlier.
What about matching student loans?
Well, I make it very clear. Look, if they're not paying the loan back now, and they're going in their droves, being one of the biggest exports from this country, that's educated, graduated students, then we'll get at least half of the money back. We'll get them staying in our country, because it only applies to New Zealand students. So 30,000 student loan, we'll pay 15 if you pay 15 as a student. As long as you stay here, that's the deal. And then staying here and working and earning and building our economy, they'll be paying taxes back. This will save money, not lose money.
OK, we've got 1 minute left. Tell us, how can we as a country actually afford all your promises?
Well, very simple. My promises do not cost much. They're sensible and smart. And they're the exact same policies that Norway, Singapore, Taiwan have followed for years, and it's high time that we got back to being smart rather than running the country for the paper shufflers downtown Queen Street. Run it for all New Zealand, including the Maori people as well. That's how we're going to be successful.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scotty.
Yes, kia ora, Winston. He ai ki ngā kōrero e kai ngā kau ana koe ki te whutu pōro, nō reira kare kore, ka pai te pūrongo e whai ake nei ki a koe.